Milky Way. They're all packed inside Fenway Park. You see the banners depicting the pennants, and of course, you know, it's been 85 years since the Red Sox won a World Series, and the monster seats above the great monster in left field, and those seats may cost a little more for the fans. I know I had a chance to sit in that first row, and they are terrific. And this crowd all primed, Tim, for this second game of the battle between the Yankees and Red Sox. One note about the Red Sox: Manny Ramirez did not play last night with a throat infection. They don't know if it's the same as what ailed Pedro Martinez. He's supposed to come to the park to see the doctors, possibly in a pinch hitting role, but not likely.
That throat infection costing Pedro Martinez a start about 10 days ago.
And the Red Sox take the field. Let's bring you the Yankees starting lineup. And they've shaken it up against Pedro today. Derek Jeter leading off at shortstop. Nick Johnson will be batting second at first base. Jason Giambi, the DH, hitting third. Bernie Williams in center field batting cleanup. Hideki Matsui, who 92 RBIs, the last Yankee rookie. Back in 1962 was Tom Tresh. Jorge Posada behind the plate, and it'll be Aaron Boone at third base, batting seventh. Kareem Garcia, the right fielder, hitting eighth. And batting ninth at second base, Enrique Wilson getting a start. So Rafael Soriano not in the lineup, and going against Pedro Martinez.
The numbers, Pedro 7-7 in his career against the Yankees. And this very, very important. That is the most. It was important before I just covered it up, but it's the most versus any team. Most losses versus any team in the major leagues. But Pedro's ERA is terrific. And this from Joe Torre before the game. I think we all talk about, and the hitters in the major leagues talk about how can they hit Pedro, and what is it about him that makes him so effective. Torre espoused this view. He said his fingers are so long that he's able to hold on to the ball just a nanosecond longer. Pedro, like Sandy Koufax, a pretty good pitcher in his own right, with very long fingers and holding on to the ball just a little longer. You know, you got to try to figure this guy out, because major league hitters haven't.
And it's got to be so effective when he throws that changeup, which is really a killer against opposing batters. Let's take a look at the Red Sox defensively. Kevin Millar will be at first base. Lou Berloni just joining the ball club in a deal with San Diego, will be at second, making a second stint with the Red Sox. Nomar Garcia-Parra at short. Bill Miller is at third. The outfield, Gabe Kapler in left. Johnny Damon in center, and Trot Nixon in right. Jason Varitek behind the plate. And we're set to go with Pedro Martinez on the mound. The Red Sox, as Tim mentioned, have made up 4 games in 10 days and trailed by 3.5. So they continue to hang around town, and the first pitch, Jeter lines it to right field. Coming on in is Nixon, and Nixon makes the catch. Diving catch by Nixon. A sparkling defensive play to start the game.
In last night's game, to start the Yankee offense, Jeter doubled the right field. Nixon shading him about 3 steps toward the right field line for that reason, and he's able to come up with a fine, fine play.
And there it is again. If there's anything to get this crowd going other than a Pedro strikeout, would be a sterling defensive play, as we saw from Trot Nixon in right field. So here is Nick Johnson, and he takes a call strike, hitting second. Johnson batting .293, 11 homers and 36 runs batted in. And he grounds it up the middle for a base hit. So Nick Johnson, who has been hitting well, coming back after missing 61 games with a broken bone in his right hand. And he's on at first with the first base hit of the game.
Hitter, number 29, Jason Giambi.
Here's Jason Giambi, the Red Sox designated hitter, batting third. And the boos for Giambi, whose brother underwent shoulder surgery recently. Third in the American League with 35 homers and his 94 runs driven in, 6th best in the league. Runner at first with 1 out, and the pitch inside, ball 1, snap throw to first. And back is Johnson. This broadcast, by the way, also available in Spanish by utilizing the SAP button on your TV. Outfield playing straight away against Giambi, but the third baseman Miller playing practically where the shortstop normally plays. And the pitch is down low, 2-0.
Yeah, with nobody on base, there's a dramatic shift with Garciaparra playing there and Miller playing where Garciaparra normally plays. But with a runner on at first base, they want to keep Garciaparra, the strongest throwing arm, in a position to make the double play.
Nick Johnson, not an especially fast runner by any stretch, has a short lead. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and a breaking ball is in there for a strike. 2-1. Those are Giambi's numbers, leading the American League in walks and second in on-base percentage. 2 balls and a strike, and a fastball grounded foul, and it's 2-1.
Dick, you saw Derek Jeter swinging at the first pitch. You're usually better off swinging at the first pitch against Martinez. He's unlike most pitchers. With most pitchers, the most pitches you see, the better off you are. With Martinez, the more pitches you see, the worse you are. Guys who swing at the first pitch are batting .360 against Pedro. All other counts below 200.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, but first to throw to first. And getting back is Nick Johnson. Bernie Williams on deck for the Yankees. Yankees with virtually all left-handed or switch hitters in the lineup who will bat from the left side against Martinez. Jeter and Aaron Boone, the only right-handers hitting against him. And the pitch popped up behind the plate, and a play for Pettitte. He makes the catch for out number 2.
Again, that's a 5-pitch at bat, and you could see Giambi had more of a disadvantage the deeper in the count he got as Pedro Martinez jams Giambi. That's a pitch he didn't see in that sequence. He finally sees the tight fastball on the 5th pitch. This guy is so unpredictable as a pitcher, the most unpredictable pitcher I think I have seen, with the exception perhaps of Louis Tiant that we ran into in the Boston dugout and clubhouse before the game.
And high praise for Martinez, whose record is 10-3 coming into this game, and will surpass Roger Clemens in the strikeout department if he gets 4 in this game. First pitch is a call strike to Bernie Williams, the switch hitter. And those are Bernie Williams' numbers. But Williams, because he had been in a batting slump, was moved up to second in the order earlier this week against the Chicago White Sox. And he has been perceptibly slowed since that knee surgery.
He has.
Here's the 0-1 pitch on the outside corner. And 0-2 the count to Bernie Williams.
Pedro Martinez with 10 no decisions this year. A lifetime record of 162 and 66. He's almost 100 games over 500.
Martinez ahead of Williams, 2 strikes, and very close, but a bit high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martinez last pitched Monday when he beat the Seattle Mariners, his patsy. He's now 12-0 against the Mariners, and he missed his previous start due to a throat infection. And there was some stories and talk around Boston that maybe it wasn't that bad, and now you see Manny Ramirez out with a similar deal. Check swing, and holding up was Williams, and the count is even 2-2. Checking with the third base umpire, Ed Rapuano.
After the fastball inside missed, Red Sox fan, of course, wanted this as a swing, but Bernie held up.
Nick Johnson with the lead at first base. 2 down. Matsui would be next. And swing and a miss on the pitch away. So Martinez, going away from Bernie Williams, picks up his first strikeout of the game. The Yankees get a hit and lead 1. Yankees nothing. Red Sox coming to bat.
We're here to learn how to trust our wireless phones, which is hard because we've all been hurt before, haven't we? Johnny? We're accepting that our phones are unreliable, that some features work here and not over there.
That's not helping.
Try hugging the phone, not choking it.
Okay.
Sprint is different. All your services work the same wherever you go, on the most complete, all-digital wireless network in the nation.
Like voicemail and email?
Even clear calls. I think we just made a breakthrough.
PCS from Sprint. Try the nation's most complete wireless network.
After a few years, the little lady might not be as little as she'd like. If a man knows what's good for him, He'll sympathize with her dietary struggles. Show her you're willing to climb down into that foxhole with her. Tell her straight up, for the next 12 ounces, I'll be counting calories with you. That's sensitivity. That's the light way to live. The high life.
Come on in, Derek. I thought we discussed this thing and had it all worked out. You're our starting shortstop. How can you possibly afford to spend 2 nights dancing, 2 nights eating out, and 3 nights just carousing with your friends? Oh.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card, because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broome Street Bar don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Major League Baseball on Fox, presented by Radio Shack, is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be. And by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly, this is the High Life. Lights are on here at Fenway Park with the overcast skies as we bring you the Red Sox batting order. Johnny Damon in center field leading off. Bill Miller will be at third base, moving up to the second slot. Nomar Garcia-Parra at third, hitting third, and David Ortiz, the designated hitter, and he has been sizzling. Batting cleanup, Kevin Millar hitting fifth. Jason Varitek in the sixth slot. Gabe Kapler will be batting in the seventh position. Trot Nixon hits eighth, and Lou Merloni, reacquired by the Red Sox, batting ninth, and Bill Miller now leading the American League in hitting, vaulting ahead of Ichiro in the last week. And Andy Pettitte's first pitch is a fastball inside to Johnny Damon. So Pettitte going for his 17th win.
And he's won 11 of his last 12, as we said on the opening. Very successful against the Red Sox, 12-4 lifetime. And there aren't too many left-handers that you can mention who are successful at Fenway Park because of the monster, but Andy Pettitte pitches very well in this ballpark.
4-2 record, 2.86 in Fenway. Loves this park. Real historical ballpark, an old park, and I think he has a feel for baseball in the places he pitches in as he gets this strike over. 2 balls and 1 strike. In 8 starts, he has been impressive, and that pitch is down low and falling behind the leadoff hitter Johnny Damon. 3-1.
3 left-handed batters in the Boston lineup. Andy Pettitte is actually not as effective against left-handed hitters as he is against right-handers. That is very unusual.
Gets the fastball over on the inside corner, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not only has Pettitte gone 11-1 in his last 14 starts, but he has allowed 3 runs or fewer in 10 of those 14 starts. And the pitch grounded foul and fielded by Dallas Williams. Very nearly fielded by Williams, first base coach. And very effective, as you can see, the balance, an imbalance, you might say, against Pettitte.
Yeah, that is rare, and one of the reasons for that is Andy doesn't have that tailing fastball that he could throw in on the hands of left-handed batters. His best pitch away to left-handers.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, and bounced up the middle for a base hit. Johnny Damon, who has also been better against left-handed pitchers than against right-handed pitchers, and is on with the first Red Sox hit to start the first.
Now see, the one thing a left-handed batter has to have, he's got to have a fear of that ball tailing in on him. Most left-handers have that, but not Andy Pettitte. That ball tailing on the outside part of the plate, and Damon pops one through the middle.
Red Sox with a leadoff man on, and here is a switch hitting Bill Miller, the third baseman. Not only leading the American League in hitting, but having a career season. Pettitte with a great move to first, and you won't see pretty large leads over there.
67 pickoffs since he came into the major leagues. Nobody's even close to that. It's actually a balk move where that right foot comes behind the left leg of Andy Pettitte. When that happens, you're supposed to go home. But when Andy does it, he's got it perfected to where it's very difficult to tell.
There's a breaking pitch in for the strike. He has that cutter, which is very effective. And there you see the pickoff story. 12 more. Then the next pitcher, Brian Anderson of the Kansas City Royals. Lead at first by Johnny Damon. Bill Miller, by the way, hitting .429 career-wise in 7 at-bats, and takes inside again. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Normally a guy like Damon can get down and pressure a shortstop or a second baseman on a double play ball, but Pettitte keeps you so close to first base and you can't get a big lead, so guys who normally could get down on a middle infielder can't do it.
So not only preventing steals, but also preventing taking the shortstop out. Again, Pettitte low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Miller again with a long look at third base coach Mike Cubbage.
Yeah, it's a good time to hit and run. I mean, this is a wide open, very aggressive offense. So what you can't do in the running game, you do combining it with the hitting game. And a hit and run with a count 2-1 in order here.
Johnny Damon with good speed, and again going over there as Pettitte has 24 stolen bases in 29 attempts. Held on by Nick Johnson, but not getting more than a few steps off the bag against Pettitte. Two balls and a strike, and right back to the mound, and the throw, and it's going to be offline, and Andy Pettitte should be charged with a throwing error as his throw to Enrique Wilson was off his glove, and they had a chance to get the double play with that hard hit ball, and instead everybody is safe.
I'm a little surprised Derek Jeter wasn't covering on this play, because Miller hits a lot of balls the other way on the ground. Watch how Wilson is going to his right, and the throw is back to his left off the webbing of the glove. If Jeter is covering on that play, Jeter's going right into the ball.
And here is Pettitte's reaction, and of course even if he makes the play clearly, he now has to go the other way.
Right,
the relay to first.
That's right.
Johnny Damon lending a helping hand, and why not if you got 2 on and nobody out, Tim?
Sure.
So Nomar Garciaparra, who has 5 runs batted in his career, and swinging and fouling off the first pitch for strike 1. 2 on, nobody out for the Red Sox, bottom of the first.
Dick, I was talking about that very thing. Pitchers throws the bases with Joe Torre over the last couple of days. And when you think about it, there are a lot of pitchers who don't throw the bases properly, because everything a pitcher has to throw has movement on it. They're used to throwing pitches that move, and that ball, sure enough, moved away from Enrique Wilson.
Here's the 0-1, and a strike. Good cutter on the inside corner by Pettitte, and he is ahead of Garciaparra. No balls and 2 strikes. Nomar with a big game last night, and he missed it. He missed hitting for the cycle by not getting the triple, hitting his 23rd home run of the year, 4th in the league in batting at .323. No balls and 2 strikes. And the throw to second base and getting behind him was Wilson to keep Johnny Damon close. Red Sox threatening, bottom of the first inning. Last night the Yankees scored 2 in the first, and the Red Sox answered with 3. Another comeback win for Boston. And a drive hit to center field. Bernie Williams going back, and it's over his head. And the 2 Red Sox runners practically on top of each other now, as they both will score. Nomar Garciaparra will go in sliding at third with a triple. Johnny Damon had to hold up a bit, and Bill Miller was right on his tail, and so Garciaparra gets the triple. That's all he needed last night to hit for the cycle, but the Red Sox have taken a 2-0 lead.
So a cycle kind of over the last 24 hours. Damon went back to second base to tag up, and Bill Miller running up his back. Not as fast as Damon, and a good thing for the Red Sox. A mistake by Andy Pettitte. Too much of the plate on the 0-2 count. It rattles around, and Nomar Garciaparra with his 13th triple of the year. Here's Miller. You can see Damon close to second base thinking about tagging, and Bill Miller almost running up his back as the Red Sox take the lead.
And runner at third, still nobody out. here in the first inning. David Ortiz, the batter. There is Nomar with the lead at third base, leading the American League now with 13 triples. Ortiz, by the way, hit his 6th homer in 7 games last night. He has been on a tear, and he hits a shot to left field, but it's curling foul and goes out of play. Ortiz, I think, for a left-handed hitter, a perfect power hitter in this ballpark, the way he can go to all fields.
Not only 22 home runs, but power the other way. Now that's a breaking ball. Hit it off Jeff Weaver last night. It was well out of here, but the fastball away. He will go the other way, and also he knows the handshakes of this ball club.
Right, and the hugs. A lot of hugs lately. The 0-2 pitch grounded to third base. Garcia has to hold there, and Aaron Boone on the broken bat grounder throws out Ortiz for the first out for the Red Sox.
Here's a situation now with 1 out. You might want to think about bringing the infield in, and I think that's what Joe Torre's doing. With nobody out and you bring the infield in, then the chances of a bigger inning much greater. Now you take that 1 shot of a ground ball right to an infielder. The problem is there are an awful lot of balls hit to the left side of the field by right-handed hitters against Andy Pettitte because of that aforementioned fastball on the inside.
And Millar only 1 for 9 lifetime against Pettitte. The infield playing in. Garcia on at third base with 1 out. And here is Millar. Takes a cutter on the inside corner for a strike. Millar, career high 21 home runs and 3 shy of his career standard runs batted in. He has 82 and a .286 average, and what an influence he has been in the clubhouse as well. Here's the 0-1 and a base hit to center field. And Millar driving in his 83rd run of the year, bringing home Garciaparra, and the Red Sox scoring 3 runs here in the first inning against Andy Pettitte. Now you really have to wonder about the Yankees starting pitching, because you know that the 40-year-olds, Clemens and Wells, have struggled, and Pettitte has been, you know, the lone man you could count on along with Messina. Now he's getting hit in the first inning too.
Yep. Well, you can't make a mistake against this lineup. I mean, a double play ball hit by Bill Miller back to Pettitte. He throws it errantly to second base. And with Garciaparra, Ortiz, and Millar coming up, you give this lineup an extra out. That's all they need.
I mean, they can come back and, well, they were down 7-1 at Toronto this week. They came back to tie, only to lose 12-9. There's a fastball for a strike.
Down by 2 runs to the Yankees twice last night. A relentless lineup.
And what great confidence for a team to know that even with few innings left, they can always get the run. On deck is Gabe Kapler to throw to first base, and Millar getting back. So the Red Sox with 3 hits in this opening inning. Johnny Damon led off with a stinging single to center field, and Garciaparra hit a drive over the head of Bernie Williams in center field, and then Kevin Millar with a line drive. So all the hits have been to center field up the middle against Pettitte here in the first inning. And swinging and reaching on an outside pitch, fouling it off, and Pettitte ahead 0-2. He has been ahead on most of the hitters here in the first.
The 0-2 pitch to Garciaparra, the biggest mistake that he's made as far as pitching is concerned. We talked about the error, and the error already costly to Andy and the Yankees.
The Yankees were in great position to get the double play.
Sure.
Ball was hard hit. So he has gotten himself in his own trouble, and there's the pitch outside. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Red Sox coming back. He's talked about how they narrowed the deficit, and that's how they've done it.
My gosh. Some shell-shocked starters here at Fenway.
Bouncer back to Pettitte, and again goes to Wilson, and the throw to first not in time. So again, Enrique Wilson having to cover over at second base, and maybe the Yankees are fortunate they were able to get even the force on this time.
I think Wilson went after the ball. He went after the ground ball first. Watch him come in and then has to go over. See, he thinks perhaps there's a play on that ground ball. And now by the time he recovers, he makes a fine play. The ball going away from Enrique Wilson. And now Mel Stottlemyre out to talk to Andy Pettitte. I mean, Pettitte looks strong, but he is totally flustered around second base. 2 bad throws.
So I don't know whether Andy thought that Jeter was going to be covering second.
Perhaps he did. We think he should have the last time. But you could see Enrique Wilson coming in thinking he might have a play on the ball, and then he had to react towards second base. They did get the 1 out. There's no chance to get 2 on that play anyway.
So Pettitte is on at first base, 2 away, 3 runs in for the Red Sox, and here is the number 7 hitter, Gabe Kapler, the left fielder. He's hitting .305. Began the season with the Colorado Rockies and was released, and the Red Sox picked him up, and he takes a strike right down the middle.
Thing about the Red Sox, in the last 9 innings, they've scored 13 runs against the Yankees, and that's without Manny Ramirez.
And that's not unusual that a team could rise to the occasion without their big run producer. Ground ball, and that's going to go through in the right field. Pettitte held up and will hold at second. So the Red Sox with their 4th hit here in the opening inning against Andy Pettitte. And runners at first and second with 2 out, and that will bring up Trot Nixon.
Right fielder.
So a rough first inning for Pettitte, and he can thank himself for much of his trouble.
Andre Wilson does not start a lot of ball games, and here in the first inning, he's had an overthrow back to from where he was coming. He makes a fine play on a ball to the shortstop side of second, and now a ground ball through to his left. He's thinking, hey, I haven't started in a month, and all this activity down here. What's going on?
Let's go routine to start it off. How about a slow roller to second?
Give me a high hopper occasionally.
Even a 4.63.
Yeah, right. Man.
1-0 the count to Trot Nixon, hitting .309, 3rd in the American League in the slugging percentage at .574. Fouls the pitch back on the fastball. That was a good pitch to hit for Trot Nixon. 1-1 the count. I'm surprised, Tim, that this crowd is just so content right now. 3 runs are in, and normally you'd see them a little more revved up when they've got the early strike against the Yankees.
I never thought I would see contemporarily content
right
here at Fenway when the Yankees are in town.
And the off-speed pitch down low, and 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Trot Nixon, the 8th hitter to come up here in the first inning. And there's Jorge Posada, and he had his hands full last night, no pun intended, against the Red Sox with Contreras on the mound.
2 pass balls in the first inning last night by Posada. Yankees scored 2 in the top of the first, and the Red Sox scored 3 in their half.
There's Contreras in the corner of the dugout. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now to Trot Nixon. Contreras, after a very impressive outing against the Baltimore Orioles, not allowing a run in 6 innings, found a different situation last night against the Red Sox. And there you see Lou Merloni waiting on deck. He would be next, and that was Contreras' line last night. 3-1 to Trot Nixon. Runners at first and second. Pettitte at second. Kapler on at first base. And 3 runs across the plate here in the first for Boston. And a bouncer back to Pettitte, and he'll make the play. Everything, it seemed, was up the middle in this first inning other than the base hit to right field. The Red Sox cash in with 3 runs, and after 1, the Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-0.
Hi, welcome to Burger King.
Hi, what could I get for less than $3?
How about a cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke? Or a double cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke? Or triple cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke?
I'm rich!
The best burgers are Fire Grilled. And now 3 Fire Grilled meals are each under $3.
What can I get for this?
Ketchup?
Burger King. Come on over. The fire's ready.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
Sorry, I was driving too fast.
No, my fault. You must be gelling.
Like a felon.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make any shoe feel outrageously comfortable. Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
These people are getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their health. They're finding those answers in a single place. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They find vital information that used to be scattered in 100 locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
Ordinary people with extraordinary voices will be transformed into Elton John, Barbra Streisand, Cyndi Lauper, Bon Jovi, and Britney Spears. And the best impersonation wins a huge cash prize. Performing Ads continues Tuesday at 8 on Fox.
And welcome back to Fenway Park in Boston. Dick Stockton along with Tim McCarver. The Red Sox with 3 runs in the first inning. And now the Yankees coming back in the second with Hideki Matsui leading off and taking strike 1 against Pedro Martinez. Matsui with his 38th double rounds it foul, and Martinez jumps ahead of him 0-2. Pedro allowing 1 hit, helped by a great diving catch by Trot Nixon, and his first strikeout of the game. This is outside, 1-2.
That's an interesting point, Dick, because the Red Sox did on defense what the Yankees couldn't do. If Nixon doesn't make that play, it's 1st and 3rd, nobody out in the first inning.
Another close pitch, 2-2 to Matsui.
Pettitte sitting inside, and the pitch stays inside. Fastball.
He's out. Second straight strikeout for Pedro as he gets Matsui to start the second inning with a called 3rd strike.
Number 20, Jorge Posada.
There's that tailing fastball on the outside corner. See, whenever you from home see the fingers, the index finger and the middle finger on the ball, you know it's going to be a fastball or a breaking ball. The changeup, he'll have the finger spread and introduce the ring finger to that pitch.
Jorge Posada with 1 out, and a ball 1 count to Posada, hitting 167 lifetime against Andy Pettitte. Jason Varitek and Posada got to be 2 of the best catchers in the American League. There's a off-speed breaking pitch, and it's 1-1.
Breaking ball, breaking ball. Yeah, Ramon Hernandez of the Oakland Athletics made his first All-Star game this year, but if you talk to most guys, these are the 1 and 2 catchers in the American League.
Posada in particular really has moved up a notch and really improved defensively, handling pitchers this season.
Always had a strong throwing arm.
Checks the swing on the fastball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Posada, who will be followed by Aaron Boone and Kareem Garcia, the 7th and 8th hitters. Yankees have lost 3 out of 4. The Red Sox, on the other hand, have won 7 out of 8. Swing and a miss on a good fastball by Martinez, and that's his 3rd straight strikeout. And here is today's Sprint Virtual Manager question. As of today, who would win the American League Cy Young Award? Esteban Loaiza, Pedro Martinez, Mike Mussina, or Roy Halladay, who the Red Sox beat this week? To answer today's question, use your PCS Vision phone from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com and type in the keyword Major League Baseball or MLB on Fox. And my partner is getting ready to log in and get that vote in as the breaking pitch misses to Aaron Boone.
Tell you, my vote would be Loaiza, Loaiza, if the season ended today. But there's still about a month left and 4 or 5 starts for each pitcher. Pedro has been a victim of non-support this year. 10 no decisions. He's left 4 ball games where he had comfortable leads, including opening day against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Check swing by Boone, and the pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Loaiza coming off a brilliant pitching performance against the Yankees. The Yankees had not played the White Sox, and this week lost 2 out of 3 games, as Loaiza and Colon both pitching effectively in taking 2 out of 3. There's a fly ball hit down the left field line, and Kepler coming on over has a play, and he makes the catch to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Pedro. In the middle of the 2nd inning, the Red Sox lead it 3-0.
Dear Commissioner, Major League Baseball is great, but you know what would make it even more exciting? Instead of a warning track, how about a warning moat?
Here's a windup. He smacks a deep fly to center. Hayes is back to the moat.
He's wet.
Yeah, but did he hold on?
Well, that's the question.
He did.
Gator got him. That's good fun.
Those fans love it.
Lemonade, Mr. Long?
Sure.
That'll be $15.
For lemonade?
Well, you got your $2 basic charge. Pourings extra, seed removal, and you do want it cool, right, Mr. Long?
Sound like your cable company? With Dish Network TV from Radio Shack, you get a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, digital quality RCA equipment, and 2 rooms with a digital video recorder, or 3 rooms free. Dish Network TV.
I bet this isn't the end of your price increases.
Radio Shack.
Let's say this is your car. Nice hardtop. If you drive safely, meaning you do stuff like obey the speed limit, always check your blind spot, and avoid accidents, hey, watch it, leadfoot, then Allstate could reward you with something you'll eat right up. Some green. Up to 20% off your insurance bill. It's the Allstate Safe Driver Discount. Call today and find out how you're in good hands with Allstate. Hey, this is for the safe driver. Here you go.
You know what you never see in car commercials? Real cars. Cars that have been around the block a few times. The kinds of cars that need Castrol GTX high mileage. Specially engineered to protect against oil burn-off better than other leading motor oils. Castrol GTX high mileage. It helps older cars feel young again.
Major League Baseball on Fox, presented by Radio Shack, is brought to you by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. Big day tomorrow for that man.
Roger Clemens, perhaps his last appearance here at Fenway, certainly his last regular season appearance at Fenway Park.
And it won't be without some emotion. In fact, he was saying that he was driving around Boston on the Mass Pike with his wife, Debbie, and he says they remembered a lot of the good times when they were in Boston. And he made some good friends here as well, as Pettitte falls behind Lou Maloney, 2 balls and no strikes. They all remember the 20 strikeout game against Seattle.
Back in '86, 10 years later, he struck out 20 Detroit Tigers. Speaking of emotional returns, Lou Maloney comes back, Framingham's best.
There's a strike, 3-1. Maloney, very popular. In fact, Paul Mirabelli and Nomar Garcia-Parra, good friends of his. He called him from San Diego, said, I'm heading back. He said, we don't believe it. They didn't believe that the Red Sox reacquired Maloney, but he'll be a good man to have around as he strikes out as the foul tip, or 2 strikes, the foul tip that time. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lou Maloney, who has, by the way, done pretty well against Andy Pettitte. 4 hits and 14 trips to the plate. And another foul ball, and played his college baseball at Providence College.
Yeah, so, how about his trip here, Dick? Also on On Wednesday, the San Diego Padres were in Houston. He goes from Houston to San Diego, makes arrangements for his car to be shipped back, then takes the red eye on Thursday night.
Couldn't wait to get back. Drive hit to right field, and Garcia coming over to make the catch. So Merloni hitting solidly. Drives out to Kareem Garcia for the first out of the second inning.
Number 18, Johnny.
So that will bring up the top of the order for the second time for the Red Sox, Johnny Damon, who started the Red Sox first with a single lashed up the middle and eventually came around and scored on Garcia Parra's triple. Pitch outside, ball one.
Dick, after the first inning, you made an interesting point about how many things have happened up the middle. In that first inning, 5 of the 8 batters that came to the plate had something happen that occurred up the middle. Andy Pettitte was busy. Enrique Wilson was busy when the Red Sox scored their 3 runs.
2-0 pitch and 3 balls and no strikes, falling behind Johnny Damon, and that usually means that the hitters have a beat on the pitcher when they hit it up the middle, as you see Bill Miller waiting on deck for Boston. Pettitte behind, 3-0. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the count full now. 3-2 to Johnny Damon.
If you're talking about ground balls through the infield, there's also more room from the shortstop to the second baseman than any other gap on the infield. So there's more room up the middle, and you're looking at it right there.
Grounded to the right side. Nick Johnson with the toss to Pettitte, covering close, but they got him. Damon with good speed, and having to roam far and wide was Nick Johnson, and that's the second out of the second inning.
All of the things that happened up the middle in the 3-run Red Sox first. Single by Damon. The play by Pettitte, and that was the key play that led to the 3 runs. Another play up the middle, fielded by Pettitte. Nice play by Wilson, and the last out of the inning, up the middle.
And so far this inning, nothing up the middle.
Nothing up the middle. Go figure.
So Bill Miller, who hit that ball up the middle that Pettitte threw off the glove of Wilson for the error, and falls behind Miller 1-0. So Pettitte retiring the first 2 Red Sox, but falling behind on both hitters. Miller having a great year, 2nd in the league in doubles, 6th in on-base percentage. Career season for Bill Miller. And it takes the ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Miller took over full time at third base in late May when Shea Hillenbrand was traded to the Diamondbacks for Byung-Hyun Kim, who has come in as the Red Sox closer and has had mixed results in that role. Fastball on the outside edge, 2-1.
Bill Miller leading the American League in hitting, 17 home runs. Think about the Red Sox lineup. They have 6 players with 20 or more home runs. Miller could be the 7th.
And that would tie a major league record held by the Orioles and the Blue Jays, as Miller takes strike 2. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pettitte following the pattern of falling behind the Red Sox hitters and then coming back. And it's 2-2. 2 men out, nobody on base. Playing Miller to pull, and fouls it off his foot. So the count remains 2-2. Bill Miller, by the way, achieved a tremendous distinction at Texas this year on the July 29th when he became the first player in Major League history to hit a grand slam homer from each side of the plate in the same game, and he added another round tripper on top of that.
Exactly 1 month ago today. 9 RBIs in that one game. What a night.
And that'll be one of the highlights of the season after it's all over. The 2-2 pitch and a high pop-up, and Aaron Boone will be there to make the catch, and Pettitte retiring the Yankees in order. And we will return to Boston after this break from your local Fox station.
Parcells and the Cowboys take on a Falcon team with something to prove. Fox NFL Sunday returns next week.
Imperial Homes offers incredible savings on quality Marlette Schultz modular homes right now. Save more on display models. Come choose from the huge selection of modular ranches, double-wide ranches, and triple-wides. High-quality Marlette Schultz at Imperial Homes, Route 9, Eddington. Save now.
The name is TBA. We sell and install tires and batteries 6 days a week. Hello, folks. I'm Al Belanger. Come see our new store for great deals on tires, batteries, and accessories, all at huge savings. Yes, it's TBA, the battery store, the tire store, and we use a new state-of-the-art machine that won't scratch your rim. Come save big at TBA, out of Hammond Street, Bangor.
Saving money's never been easier at Van Sickle Suzuki. Take up to $4,000 right off the sticker on brand new Suzuki Viteras and XL7s, or take thousands off the sticker on Suzuki Grand Viteras and Arios. Tremendous selection, incredible savings right now at Van Sickle Suzuki. Save even more with 0% financing for 5 full years. Saving money's never been easier right now at Van Sickle Suzuki.
Get the respect you deserve. Come into Central Maine Harley-Davidson today.
A great selection and more arriving every day at Imperial Homes, Eddington. Come make your deal on modular ranches, double-wide ranches, or triple-wides. High-quality homes from Marlette Schultz. It's not that far to save big at Imperial Homes, Route 9, Eddington.
We're watching the all-new Fox 22 Bangor.
First pitch to Kareem Garcia is a fastball inside to him. Garcia getting the start in right field as the Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-0. Yankees hitting here in the top of the third inning. Garcia has some pop, and this one he hits left center field. Coming over is Gabe Kapler, and he makes the catch to retire Garcia for the first out. Well, Pedro Martinez entered today's game with an ERA of 2.27 in his Red Sox career. Today's Radio Shack trivia question: before Pedro, who was the last pitcher with an ERA of under 2.30 in his Red Sox career? Mull that one over.
Louis Tiant, we mentioned him earlier, comes to mind. Mel Parnell, one of the great left-handers. Ellis Kinder.
Breaking pitch on the outside corner, backdoored by Martinez, and is ahead of Enrique Wilson. Wilson, by the way, hitting .375, 6 for 16 lifetime against Martinez.
That's why he's in there today.
And Martinez trying to keep the ball away from him, misses this time, and it's 1-1.
How good is Pedro Martinez? He's 31 years old. He'll be 32 on October 25th.
I don't think anyone wants to face him. Going the other way is Enrique Wilson, and a line drive base hit. So he goes with the pitch, and Wilson now 7 for 17 against Pedro. The Yankees have their second hit of the game.
Dick, it's always fun to say, if a guy ends his career today, would he go into the Hall of Fame? He ended it today. So Sandy Koufax, at 30 years old, ended his career. Look at the numbers of Pedro Martinez compared to Sandy Koufax. They're better. They're remarkably similar also.
And as you mentioned, the long fingers, Sandy Koufax had them too, to really help him with that incredibly sharp-breaking curveball that he had.
You know, I did not know that until the guys in the truck, Eric Billingmeyer does such a great job, came up with that today. And I was amazed, and I did, how long those fingers are.
I just met Eric today, and you're right, he does do a tremendous job.
Oh, my gosh. Makes our job a lot easier.
0-1 the count to Derek Jeter. And way behind that fastball by Martinez. Jeter, in the first inning, was robbed of a base hit by a diving catch by Trot Nixon.
Dude, this ball in the fat part of the plate. Pedro is not a guy who uses the corners. but he gets pitchers out by going, he gets them in that pendulum of going forward and staying back. That's why the changeup's such a great pitch.
In on the fist, and it's fouled off to the right. And Martinez is ahead of Jeter, no balls and 2 strikes. It's been an efficient first couple of innings for Martinez, as opposed to Andy Pettitte, who has either fallen behind or gone deep in the counts. Pedro looking for his 11th win of the year, and as Tim mentioned, it's really deceptive when you look at the record, as you look at his pitch total so far, because of so many times he was taken out and lost leads. Way outside, but Jeter was giving it a good watch. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Yankees shortstop. 1 out, 1 on here, top of the 3rd inning. The sun coming in and out here on what started to be an overcast afternoon in Fenway. We had some morning showers. Red Sox leading 3-0 after winning last night 10-5. Finally, Jeter decides to wait no more. On deck is Nick Johnson. Yankees looking to climb back here in this early inning. Breaking ball grounded through the hole in left field for a base hit. And stopping at second is Enrique Wilson, and the Yankees, for the first time today, have 2 runners on base in the same inning. First and second, 1 out.
There are some breaking balls that are designed to break, and there are others that if you get up under it, it starts spinning, and it just spins. That was a spinner to Jeter. And major league hitters don't foul back spinners. They hit them hard. You can see Pedro realized he got under that ball. That's why you hear those terms from pitching coaches, try to stay on top.
Yankees with a threat here, and Nick Johnson taking the fastball inside for a ball. Johnson singled to center field, has one of the 3 Yankee base hits. Wilson at second, Jeter at first with 1 away. And Jason Giambi on deck for the Yankees. On the corner for a strike, 1-1. Yankees trying to emulate the Red Sox of last night. Red Sox were down 2-0, got 3 runs. Now the Yankees have a 3-run mountain to climb. 1 ball, 1 strike, and it's up high, 2-1. Pedro Martinez has lost both of his games to the Yankees this year in the 9th inning. Last faced the Yankees nearly a month ago at Fenway Park. Gave up 3 runs. Did not figure in the decision. Check swing, but it's a call strike to Nick Johnson. Evens the count at 2-2. Yankees with the best road record in baseball. They've won 42 and lost 24. And they're going to be, after Toronto, heading home. Red Sox, meanwhile, will be going on a 10-game road trip after Sunday's game. A line drive down the right field line. It's a fair ball and off the barrier and in the stands for a ground rule double. Wilson will score, and going to third base is Jeter, and the Yankees now with the tying runs in scoring position, trailing 3-1.
Boy, did the Red Sox get a break. Had that ball stayed down, it rattles around in the corner. At least Jeter scores. Johnson probably goes to third base. Again, another spinner. You could see Martinez on the release of those 2 pitches. He's under the breaking ball, and there's nothing left for a breaking ball to do but to stay there and spin. 2 costly mistakes by Martinez.
And now facing the Yankees struggling designated hitter Jason Giambi, and takes inside for ball 1. Giambi was hit on the right hand Monday night. 18th time that Giambi was hit by a pitch, leading the major leagues in that department. But an opportunity for Giambi with runners at second and third and 1 out here in the 3rd inning. 3-1 the score. Swing and a miss, and Pedro just challenged him on that one.
Well, Giambi popped that pitch up. popped it to Pettitte his first time up. It's not a real secret that most American League teams try to pitch Jason Giambi right there inside.
One away. Jeter with the lead at third, Nick Johnson at second, and hit by the pitch. So that's 19 times that Jason Giambi was hit by a pitch, and it was hit on the right hand. On Monday night, it really stung, and fortunately, he was able to come back. So the Yankees have loaded the bases here. Jason Pettitte going out to the mound.
That is the 8th time that a batter has been hit by Pedro Martinez this year. 3 of them have been Yankees. You may remember that start at Yankee Stadium when Pedro Martinez hit Alfonso Soriano and Derek Jeter. Both were removed from the game, which called cries not from Jeter or Soriano, but from principal owner George Steinbrenner. This was in that July series, a game lost by Martinez. Soriano was hit, and then Derek Jeter, the next batter, was hit in the right hand. Neither Jeter nor Soriano said anything, but that did elicit remarks from George Steinbrenner.
And there's Soriano on the bench, and Jeter, who's on at third base. Bernie Williams swinging late, fouls off the fastball for a strike. So Martinez having a problem right now, and you talk about hit batsmen in the last 4 years. Look at that, 45. Red Sox, 19 New York. Giambi with the lead at first base. Johnson on at second, and Jeter at third. 3-1 the score, and the fastball rides inside to Bernie Williams, and 1-1 the count to the Yankee center fielder.
I tell you, that is a ton of hit batters over a 4-year period.
Not
45.
even even. They're not even there if you look add them up.
No, much more than 2-1.
Here's the 1-1 to Bernie Williams, and a fly ball deep to left center field. Chasing it, Kapler going over the wall, and Johnny Damon. No, it's Kapler who makes the catch, and scoring is Jeter. Going to third is Johnson. The runners had a hold up, and let's see if Kapler is shaken up in left field as he went into the wall. Or Johnny Damon, that is. Kapler made the catch, and Damon went in there, but you can see that Damon appears to be all right. And the Red Sox trainer Jim Rowe coming out along with Grady Little, their manager, to see how Johnny Damon is. He still has not gotten up.
Dick, it looked to me like the major problem was in the feet. They got their feet tangled up. Damon or Kapler could have caught the ball. Now Damon gets hit in the face. He may break a nose or something like that, but it's not a damaging injury, it doesn't appear. But it's the feet and the knees and ankles, it seems, that would concern me. Not only after Kapler, who is a weightlifter, by the way. He's been in a lot of muscle magazines, so it's not exactly like running into a small guy. So Damon hit in the face by Kapler, and then he hits the wall. So a double pop, one to the front of his head and one to the back.
And you saw Jeter scoring, and then of course going to third, but remaining at first base was Jason Giambi.
I'll tell you, had Nick Johnson tagged up early on that ball, there was a chance that he could have scored. A chance. Now I'm not saying he would have, but because Kapler ran into Damon, Gabe's first responsibility was to check out Damon and see how he was. But Johnson had come off the bag, understandably, and he had to go back to second base. So he ends up only at third base, and Damon appears to be all right.
And gets cheers from the fans in the bleachers, and of course on the monster seats in left field. Johnny Damon crashing into the wall, and you make a good point. They might have banged knees in the process of going after the ball. And Luis Sojo, who a lot of people have rumored may be activated by the Yankees as a utility infielder, and there's Soriano before the game, checking out some of those hard edges that are sticking out from the scoreboard in left field. And that was not a factor in that last play.
No. but still something with which to be concerned when you're roaming around the monster.
Bernie Williams getting a run batted in his 50th of the year as you get a bird's eye view of the left field wall. And the Yankees trailing now 3-2, and the first pitch is a fastball missing to Hideki Matsui, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Matsui's been a little tired trying to keep that streak going over 1,250 games going back to his career in the Japanese league, and but he has been a warrior and has been kind of tired. And during this week, Joe Torre decided to give him a day off, but he did enter the game for defensive purposes to extend his streak dating back to his career in Japan. There it is, 1,384 consecutive games played.
All Joe Torre can go on is how he feels. I mean, if Matsui wants to continue to play, then a manager like Joe will allow him to continue to play.
Joe Torre has done maybe the best job I've ever seen of a big league manager or coach in any sport to deflect all of the things that are going on around him, either from upstairs or all of the things that happen as a result of what is a day-to-day soap opera that the Yankees face, including that man, David Wells.
No question. Couldn't agree with you more.
1 ball and 2 strikes, and it's grounded foul. Good pitch by Martinez, getting it inside on Matsui's hands. And speaking of David Wells, Wells, of course, who was ripped by the White Sox this week, and Mel Stottlemyre talking about the fact that he hasn't worked effectively between starts, coming back at the Yankees yesterday, saying they don't like him. Another foul ball out of play. Bill Madden of the New York Daily News, I think, said it best. He said the Yankees are the only team in baseball that plays 162 separate seasons. Something every day, Tim.
162 one-game seasons.
Runners at first and third. With 2 away, the Yankees coming back with 2 here in the top of the 3rd inning, and Matsui pops it up to the left side of the infield. And Bill Miller makes the play to retire the side, but the Yankees come back with 2. And as we go to the bottom of the 3rd, the Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-2.
Now, Gillette presents the Mach 3 Turbo Close Shave Play of the Week.
Back goes Nixon by the bullpen. He reaches into the bullpen, and he makes the catch. He took a home run away from Davis. John Nixon went back, and a very high fly ball reached over that bullpen wall and snared it.
This Close Shave Play of the Week brought to you by Gillette's Mach 3 Turbo.
Tune in each week to Fox Saturday Baseball. It's not just the advanced technology, the 57 patents, or the world's best blades. It's the way it's all put together. No razor shaves better than Gillette Mach 3 Turbo. The proof is in the shave. We guarantee it or your money back. Mach 3 Turbo is the world's best shave. The closest, the most comfortable. It's a fact. We guarantee it. Mach 3 Turbo from Gillette. The best a man can get.
I'm sorry, I was driving too fast. No, really, totally my fault. The good thing is we're okay.
There's so many more important things in life.
If I'm not mistaken, you must be gelling like a felon.
Are you gelling yet? Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are made from the softest gel ever created. If you and your shoes don't feel outrageously comfortable, you get your money back. Guaranteed.
Come on, move it!
Listen to that yelling. He's so not gelling.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
There's a new vanilla in town. Introducing Pepsi Vanilla. The perfect blend of cola and vanilla.
That was awesome.
That's not so vanilla.
This fall, take a break with a guy who just can't seem to catch one.
You giant Spanish head.
I keep forgetting why I divorced you. Thanks for reminding me.
And thank you for reminding me.
Introducing Louie. Premieres Friday, September 19th on Fox.
The Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-2. And thoughts of below-scoring game going by the wayside. Last night wasn't, and this one isn't either. Fly ball hit deep to center field. Bernie Williams back, makes the catch on the warning track as Garcia Parra sent that ball to the deepest part of Fenway Park.
Almost identical to where he hit the first ball. The difference was this ball had more hang time, and with more hang time, Bernie Williams has a chance to track it down. Of course, when somebody hits one over your head, you're going to play a couple of steps deeper anyway. Good play by Williams.
One away to David Ortiz, who bounced to Aaron Boone at third, and time called at the plate.
What a player.
Up there in so many offensive categories, not to mention how effective he is at shortstop. And, Ortiz, Garcia Parra, both having career seasons. In tight. 2 balls and no strikes. Garcia Parra, talk about the friendly confines of Fenway Park.
The best home batting average in the American League at .391.
2-0 pitch fouled off of Ortiz's foot.
Dick, I find it fascinating the different shortstops in the American League and those that have been now in the National League. This Jose Reyes of the New York Mets, terrific player. He homered from both sides of the plate the other night. Alex Rodriguez with the Texas Rangers. Many feel the best player in the game. I do. But I don't think anybody can combine the skills, the passion for the game that Nomar and Derek Jeter have, the 2 shortstops opposing each other today. Then Miguel Tejada, last year's American MVP, who has picked it up. Oakland Athletics, one of the hottest teams in baseball right now.
So the American League really blessed with some outstanding shortstops, and holding up was Ortiz. Count 3 balls and 1 strike. We talked about how both of these catchers, 2 of the best in the league, and even a notch above that, both of these shortstops are in their respective positions.
And big game players, and guys who love the game.
3-1 pitch, high drive, hit to right field, going in the corner. This one is gone. David Ortiz with a home run, and now he has hit 7 homers in the last 8 games, and the Red Sox have taken a 4-2 lead. Number 23 for Ortiz. And what a pickup. Talk about Theo Epstein and the moves he's made. How about David Ortiz and what he has meant to this club after being released by the Minnesota Twins.
That ball down and in, and when a big, strong left-handed batter like Ortiz sees one down and in, all he does is drop the bat head. Right there. Just drop the bat head. And when you're that strong, it'll go. And it does. 23rd home run of the year for Ortiz.
Kevin Millar takes a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Not only, as we said, was it the 7th homer in 8 games for Ortiz, but his 6th homer in his last 6 starts. So David Ortiz hitting cleanup. And the Red Sox without Manny Ramirez. Here's a guy who has 31 homers, 90 runs batted in, playing the 2nd straight game out with the throat ailment. And as Grady Little said, look, other guys getting a chance to play, and Ortiz getting an opportunity to hit cleanup this afternoon. Left-handed batter against Andy Pettitte, and he's come through. Sharply hit ground ball to second base. Enrique Wilson makes the play for out number 2. And right now, here's Jeannie Zelasco with a game break.
Well, you know, the Red Sox nation appreciates offense, so here's some more. Top 3 in Pittsburgh. Javi Lopez. It looks long, but it's a deep double. Good enough to send home 2 runs. Same inning. This one would go out. Mike Esmith, 2-run home run, his 2nd of the season. Giles added a home run as well. It's a 7-run 3rd inning, but now top 4. It's 8-1 Atlanta.
Best record in baseball, the Atlanta Braves pounding it out again today.
Jeannie Zelasco talking about the Red Sox nation. David Halberstam, the great writer, author of The Teammates, had a remarkable article about RSN yesterday. Red Sox Nation. What a Great article, front page of the sports page in the sports section in the Boston Globe. And that great line by his friend who was painting his house. He said, first the Red Sox did it to my father. They killed him. And now they're coming after me.
Yes, that's a great line. And, you know, everyone talks about Red Sox-Yankee rivalry. In New York, they feel that way, too. But they say, we've dominated this team. You know, the Red Sox have only finished ahead of the Yankees twice in history when the Yankees finished second. The other times they've done it, the Yankees were not even factors. And so they say, you know, it is a rivalry, but let's face it, we've won most of the time. And you remember what George Steinbrenner said the last time the Red Sox took 2 out of 3. He said they haven't won anything yet.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But they've cut the gap, that's for sure. 2-1 pitch out in front of that one, swings and misses. And 2-2 to count to Jason Varitek.
Well, the way the Red Sox have been playing, you'd think that the Yankees are trying to catch them. I mean, the Yankees are still 4 games ahead in the loss column.
Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. So that will be the first strikeout of the game for Andy Pettitte. But the Red Sox get a run back on David Ortiz. 23rd home run into the right field stands. 4-2 Boston after 3.
Lemonade, Mr. Long?
Sure.
That'll be $15.
For lemonade?
Well, you got your $2 basic charge. Pourings extra, seed removal, and you do want it cool, right, Mr. Long?
Sound like your cable company? With Dish Network TV from Radio Shack, you get a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Digital quality RCA equipment and 2 rooms with a digital video recorder or 3 rooms free. Dish Network TV.
I bet this isn't the end of your price increases.
Radio Shack.
To cure athlete's foot with 1 week's use, look for Lamisil AT. No matter which Lamisil AT you buy, you only have to treat for 1 week. All these Lotrimin AF products take 4 weeks use. Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
We have 170 kinds of beer from all over the world. Call me when you're ready.
I'm ready. Call the Sam Adams.
Yeah.
You can go around the world and not find a better beer than Samuel Adams. Always a good decision.
Cash or credit? Oh, hey, Yahoo. Oh, making me dizzy. Oh, Bank One. British Airways?
Bank One.
Top of the morning to you. I'm not really British. I sound like it, don't I? Borders. Let me guess. Bank One, Bank One, Bank One. Hey, Helen, another Bank One.
Hundreds of leading names, one you.
This is so you.
Find the card that fits you best.
Cute dog. Oh, you two have the same eyes.
Individual answers. Bank One.
I've made a lot of news on the baseball diamond, but if you want to find out about this diamond, you've got to go talk to your doctor.
Ready to try Viagra for the first time? See your doctor and find out if a free sample is right for you.
My doctor says it's right for me. That's why I stay with it. For more information, go to Viagra.com.
Major League Baseball on Fox, presented by Radio Shack, is brought to you by Viagra. Step up to the plate and ask your doctor if a free sample of Viagra is right for you. And by Radio Shack, official sponsor of Major League Baseball. Well, last night, a lot of runs crossing the plate early, Tim, and same here today as we go to the 4th inning. The Red Sox lead the Yankees 4-2, and much ballyhooed pitching matchup with Pettitte and Martinez, and both teams have cashed in. Here is Jorge Posada leading off, and when he leads off an inning this year, is hitting .357 with 8 homers, so he's dangerous in this situation. Takes a breaking ball for a ball, 1-0.
The type of game that you expect from these two teams. There are rarely any 1-0 games, 2-0 games when the Red Sox and Yankees meet.
Pass ball hit to right field, and looking up and gone, home run. And Martinez got that pitch right out over the plate.
Looked like a breaking ball again. All 3 Yankee runs have come as a result of the breaking ball. Flat breaking balls. I think from a catcher's standpoint in a situation like that, you get away from it for a couple innings. It might come back. This is a flat breaking ball. And you can see Martinez just looks at Posada disgusted.
So once again, Jorge Posada, who has been a terror leading off innings. That is his 9th home run this year when he has led off an inning, and brings the Yankees to within a run, 4-3. And there he is, the best run-producing catcher in the American League. And the first pitch outside to Aaron Boone, who flied to left his first time up. There you look in the dugout at the lineup card. So Posada bringing the Yankees closer, and the second home run of the game.
The only other home run that Posada hit against Martinez was the first time the Yankees were here this year, and it was to lead off an inning.
2-0 pitch to Boone, fouls off the fastball. The 2 home runs today by Posada, leading off here in the 4th inning, and David Ortiz in the bottom of the 3rd, homering with 1 out, both landing in the right field seats. So Pedro lead, cut to 1. Comes inside and falls behind Boone, 3-1.
This is Aaron Boone's first time to ever face Pedro Martinez in a regular season game. Aaron said he had faced him many times in spring training, much to his dismay.
And his first time being part of this Yankee-Red Sox rivalry.
Only his 94th at bat. Right. The Yankees' first time to come to Fenway Park. His mother, Sue, is here today. His father, Bob, who was fired as the manager of the Cincinnati Reds earlier in the year, is in Philadelphia for Tug McGraw's birthday party thrown by the city of brotherly love.
Fouls it away. So how's that traveling all going to work now for
Not going to work out too well. And now listen to this. Now we talked about Lou Merlone and his cross-country trip. Bob Boone is going to Cincinnati tomorrow to go to Aaron Boone's apartment and get a U-Haul trailer. Aaron's youngest brother, Matthew, will be coming down from Dayton. He's a baseball player.
I got it.
He played minor league ball, and they will be driving the U-Haul across country to the Southern California area to Aaron's home.
What a great Labor Day travelogue.
Laboring travel days for Bob Boone and son Matthew. My gosh.
Better get some sleep.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and Boone hits a fly ball to left field, looking up, and this one is going to be off the wall, high off the wall, and Boone going into second base, standing with a double. So only a few feet from landing into the first row above the wall where they used to have that net here at Fenway Park. And all of a sudden the Yankees are playing power ball. They're trailing by a run, and Boone is on at second with none out.
I'll tell you, if they had the net there, then the Yankees tie the ball game. It would have draped down far enough because, as you said, Dick, it only hit about a foot from the top of the wall. So Bob Boone will have his trip across country made shorter, knowing that Aaron Boone just doubled to keep the Yankees alive here in the 4th inning.
So the tying run at second base, still nobody out, and here's Karim Garcia, who lined out to Kapler and left and reaches and misses for strike 1. I'm sure a lot of the Red Sox fans would have wished that Bucky Dent's ball would have been maybe a foot or so below the net.
Oh yeah.
Back in '78 in the playoff game, which the Yankees won that 1-game playoff and broke the Red Sox hearts yet again. 1 strike to count to Garcia. On at second base is Boone. Rounded foul. And the count 0-2.
How can I break your heart? Let me count the ways. Over and over and over. You said in the first inning, 85 years since the Sox have won a world championship. 1918.
And you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop, and invariably does, and usually it does about, you know, this time of year. But the Red Sox making inroads on the Yankees. There's a line drive base hit to right field, and Boone will be held at third base as the throw from Nixon comes back to the infield with nobody out. Willie Randolph is not going to take any chances, so the Yankees will have runners at first and third, still none out, and the tying run 90 feet away.
Ball was hit too hard, and now Pedro Martinez wants to talk to Jason Varitek. Rarely will a pitcher stop a catcher that close to home plate to talk to him.
Well, our Radio Shack trivia question, this will be a good time to get to it. Pedro Martinez entered today's game with an ERA of 2.7. Before Pedro, who was the last pitcher with an ERA of under 2.30 in his Red Sox career? And the answer is, I'm sure everyone knew this one. And, yep. Babe Ruth then was traded, I think, to another American League club. And that kind of changed the course of things.
Changed the landscape in the Northeast.
And this is what we're all about. And there's a base hit to right field. Enrique Wilson will drive in Boone. Going to third is Garcia. And the Yankees have tied it up 4-4 here in the fourth inning and have the go-ahead run at third base. So the Yankee bats coming alive against Pedro Martinez. And Dave Wallace, the acting pitching coach, Tony Cloninger, who, by the way, has cancer of the bladder in remission. Good news, and on the scene, is here. But Wallace, the acting pitching coach, out to the mound to talk to Pedro.
Pedro has thrown a lot of flat breaking balls, and this a flat fastball as Enrique Wilson put in the game for Alfonso Soriano because of how well he does against Pedro Martinez. His second hit of the day, he scored a run and driven in a run.
And the Red Sox with bullpen activity here in the fourth inning. The Yankees have 8 hits, and Derek Jeter, up for the third time, robbed of a hit, singled and scored a run his last time up. Runners at first and third, ground ball to third base. Miller going to second, and that's all they'll get. And a good takeout by Enrique Wilson, preventing the throw to first. But holding at third was Boone, and Jeter is on at first base.
First and third, I tell you, this is a tough play for the runner at third base. Kareem Garcia had to hold, because had he broken toward home, then Merloni comes home. But Merloni can see him peripherally, and since he didn't break, he takes the sure out of Wilson at second base.
And yes, it was Garcia on at third base who held, and there you see him holding.
See, if the ball's hit hard, then you take off. But when the ball's hit in between, if you take off, then the play's going to be at the plate. And you end up with first and second and one out. As it stands, it's first and third and one out.
And Nick Johnson, who has 2 hits today against Pedro, a single and a double, driving in 2 runs.
That is always a very tough play for the runner at third base. Bronson Arroyo is now warming for the Red Sox. But with nobody out first and third, you have to make sure the ball is hit hard on the ground to break home.
Quick toss over to first, and Jeter getting back. So Arroyo brought up from AAA, and the Red Sox sent Casey Fawcett back down. He's been up and down like a yo-yo this year. And Arroyo, a 26-year-old pitcher, claimed off the Pittsburgh Pirates roster. Here's the pitch to Johnson, in there for a strike, 1-1. Tied at 4 here in the top of the fourth inning, and 1 out. The Yankees with runners at first and third. So the Yankees have reached Martinez for 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings, and looking for more right here with Jason Giambi waiting to hit. Pitch inside, and it's 2-1 now to Nick Johnson. So Nick Johnson and Enrique Wilson have been the dangerous hitters against Pedro Martinez. Not to mention Posada with a leadoff homer here in this inning.
Thing about Johnson, on that pitch away, he'll go away. He will not try to pull it. A good average hitter to left.
Missing inside, 3-1, and 1 pitch away from loading the bases to Giambi.
I think Pedro thought that last pitch was a strike, asking for the count from home plate umpire Mark Carlson. Finds himself in the hole again.
And a dangerous hitter and another dangerous hitter on deck. And here goes Jeter, and the foul at the plate. So Jeter was running on the pitch, And he'll come back with the count full 3-2.
If he was running 3-1, he'll certainly be running 3-2, to where the mentality of the infielders change with the runner running. With one out, normally they'd go for the double play, but now if you shorten and on a ball that's not hit that hard, perhaps you come home on a ball like that.
Pedro will have the 75th pitch upcoming. Pettitte through the early pitches, and we'll watch Jeter at first base, and he takes off, and the pitch fouled away, this time to the left side. So we'll come back and do it again. It all started with Posada with a home run leading off here in the 4th inning, his 25th of the year, and 76th run batted in. And the Yankees have gotten some good production from the lower half of their batting orders thus far. 3-2 again, and Jeter will be off again. Jeter runs, and a pitch fouled off, so a good at-bat for Nick Johnson. And Pedro now getting up there in the number of pitches, approaching the 80 mark, and we're only in the 4th inning. Grady Little and Dave Wallace talking perhaps that subject over in the Red Sox dugout.
Mentioned earlier that Pedro Martinez had a throat infection. Obviously, he's not very strong for this start, and you can see it in his pitches. There's no extra pop at the end. The breaking ball is flat. Fastball flattened out to Enrique Wilson.
He did win his one start after he came back from that throat infection. Pharyngitis was the name of what it was, and they're not sure whether Manny Ramirez has exactly the same. And Pedro went 6 innings in that Monday game. The runner off and another foul ball. So 8 pitches now have been thrown by Martinez to Nick Johnson in this at bat.
It's rare that you see a first baseman hitting in the number 2 hole. Wow. Telling graphic right there.
Pedro having his way in the first 2 innings, but the picture has changed, and the crowd somber right here at Fenway. Another sellout on hand. Crowd, the clouds enveloping Fenway. Again, the 3-2, but first to throw over to first base. Jeter, not much of a lead, but he'll be running. Dick Stockton and Tim McCarver here at Fenway Park. These teams will meet again next Saturday as the venue shifts to Yankee Stadium. 3-2 pitch. Jeter runs, and another foul ball.
That breaking ball had some snap on it. That was a late breaker in on the hands of Nick Johnson. Best pitch he's thrown Johnson in this at bat. See, Johnson thinks it's going to be up, and the ball with that little late break ties him up. That is a good breaking ball for Martinez, the first one he's thrown in 2 innings.
So we'll see what Martinez has in mind. They set up on the outside of the plate, but a line drive going the other way, and coming in to score is Kareem Garcia, and the Yankees take a 5-4 lead. So just as he said, Tim, Nick Johnson, with the ability to go with the pitch, did just that as Varitek set up on the outside part of the plate, and Johnson just stroked it to left field for his 3rd hit of the game. He has 39 runs batted into. The Yankees, who were trailing 3-0 in the first inning, now lead it by a score of 5-4.
What a feisty at bat by Nick Johnson. Lee Mazzilli, sounds of the game here on Fox. We'll try to get you that after this pitch.
Jeter holding at second base, and still 1 out to Jason Giambi. Pitch is in tight, ball 1. Here's Lee Mazzilli.
There you go, kid. There you go, kid. Nice hitting, kid. There you go, Nick. Nice job, kid. That's a great at-bat. Way to battle him. Nice at-bat.
And it was. He fouled off about 10 pitches. He made Martinez work. He also made Jeter work running to second with the 3-2 pitches, and then Nick Johnson finally got a base hit to left field for his third RBI. He's knocked in 3 of the 5 runs. Here's the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on the changeup to Giambi, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Giambi has reached base once last inning when he was hit for the 19th time this year, and leads the major leagues in that department. Yankee runners at first and second, 1 away. It's been a long inning for Pedro Martinez. Pitch outside, 2-1. Bronson Arroyo has been throwing and now stopped. He has taken his warm-up tosses. Red Sox looking for the double play that would get him out of this inning. Yankees in front 5-4. They have wrapped out 9 hits against Pedro. Fastball swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Thing about Pedro, it's tough for him to get a ground ball double play. There's only been 1 ground ball out, and here we are in the 4th inning. That was a ball hit by Derek Jeter.
2-2 pitch, foul back. Jason Giambi missed a couple of games with an infection in his eye, and that kind of slowed him up. When that cleared up, he kind of emerged from the slump that he was experiencing at the time. He hit only .204 in April, but a .373 hitter in the month of June. 2 runners on, have their leads. The 2-2 pitch to Giambi, and a high fly ball hit to right field. Trot Nixon tagging up at second is Jeter, and at first base as well. Jeter will go to third base after the catch by Nixon. So there are 2 down here in the 4th inning, and Jeter goes to third. Holding at first is Johnson.
Jeter went to third because the way Trot Nixon caught the ball. He caught the ball back on his heels. That ball with enough hang time to where you can properly be going into the ball to keep Jeter at second base. He still might have made it, but he was not that deep and not that shallow. There at least should have been a play. But watch him back on his heels. When an outfielder catches a ball like this, it's much easier to tag up and take the extra base.
Or at least coming to the ball.
Sure, sure. Going into the ball, and I'm sure Derek had entered his thought process going to third because of the way Trot Nixon caught it.
Bernie Williams 0 for 1. Knocked in the Yankee run in the 3rd inning with a sacrifice fly, his 50th RBI of the year. 1-0 the count to Bernie Williams. So Nick Johnson on at first, Derek Jeter at third. 3 runs in for the Yankees. They have scored 5 in the last 2 innings to take a 5-4 lead over the Red Sox. So you never know. The Red Sox coming in with their ace today, and the Yankees have reached him in the early innings. But the way the Red Sox bats are so potent, this could be a high-scoring game all the way. Grounder, big hop to Millar, steps on the bag to retire the side. 8 Yankees come to the plate. They get 3 and take the lead for the first time, 5-4, as Posada started it off with a home run.
You want to know the secret to winning? One has to rig the game.
It was supposed to be the perfect crime.
I will calmly waltz away with $20 million of cash. You join me and share the spoils. You dig it? I can dig it.
But there was one thing they didn't plan on.
Hell has come out of hiding.
Once upon a time in Mexico.
Oh, yeah. It might get a wee bit dangerous there, sugar butt.
Rated R. In theaters everywhere, September 12th.
The best burgers are fire grilled, and now Burger King announces taste to the power of 3.
Now at Burger King, 3 fire-grilled meals for under $3. All with non-stop fire-grilled taste. Single, double, and triple cheeseburger meals under $3 each at Burger King. Come on over. The fire's ready.
Here's a lesson for the would-be Casanova. Every so often, it's advantageous to remind the little lady she hasn't dropped off the radar. Well, well, well. 2-1, you'll be living the high life tonight.
With a teacher like this, who wouldn't want to go to school on Friday night? Boston Public, Friday, September 19th on Fox.
And the first pitch to Gabe Kapler in the 4th inning is a called strike from Andy Pettitte. Pedro Martinez, who has been hit hard the last couple of innings, now on the short end of the 5-4 game. Kapler holds up, and 1 ball and 1 strike to Gabe Kapler. Kapler hitting .368 against left-handed pitchers for the Red Sox, and this has been his hot month, so he's come alive at the plate. Fouls off this breaking ball, and it's 1-1.
Pedro Martinez had to stay out on the mound for 22 minutes in the top of the 4th inning.
Bottom third of the order, Kapler, followed by Trot Nixon and Lou Merloni against Andy Pettitte, who has a new life here for the Yankees. Fastball outside, 2-2. Andy Pettitte looking for his 17th win of the year and hoping for his second 20-win season. He was a 20-game winner 7 years ago. Chopped foul at the plate.
I guess in football they would say that they're leaving the defense too long on the field, right? That's what Pedro did.
That's right. That's right. They need a breather, you know. And you got to get a couple of first downs.
You will be doing more than yeoman duty next Saturday and Sunday, as you will be doing the Yankee and Red Sox game, and then go to the Meadowlands the next day for the opening of the NFL.
I'll be working with you on Saturday, and I'm taking you with me, and you're going to work the Sunday game too. How about that?
I'm going to work with Moose.
Yes.
I have a chance to work with Moose. I love it.
Strikeout. Gabe Kapler goes down, and the second strikeout. You'd love working with Moose.
I know I would.
And right now, it's time for our Pepsi Fan Cam.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can.
They're Red Sox fans. They're glum right now. 5-4 the score. There's a glum fan in the Red Sox cap.
Looks like Andy Pettitte.
That's right. Get out on the mound. There's a Cub fan. They've got a lot to cheer about. Trot Nixon calls strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Nixon, who was out on a comebacker his first time up. Nixon 0-5 in his plate appearances in his career against Andy Pettitte. Hitting in the 8th slot for the Red Sox tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Andy Pettitte now finding the groove. That is the second out and his 3rd consecutive strikeout of the game.
Well, he just blew Trot Nixon away from there with that high fastball. A guy like Andy Pettitte, in fairness, is healthy and doesn't have the side effects and the lingering effects of a bad throat or the flu-like symptoms that Pedro Martinez had. So it's doubtful that Martinez can come back like Pettitte has done. I mean, that's the way I'd look at it.
And that's exactly the way it is, and it has to do with how you feel as well, as the cutter is over for a strike. Red Sox with bullpen activity. There's a drive hit to right center field. Chasing it is Garcia, and Garcia makes a great catch. Karim Garcia in full stride, extending himself, makes a great catch, and that had extra bases written all over it. Andy Pettitte getting help from his defense. Another 1-2-3 inning, and after 4, the Yankees lead by 1.
There's a new vanilla in town. Introducing Pepsi Vanilla. The perfect blend of cola and vanilla.
That was awesome.
That's not so vanilla.
We're here to learn how to trust our wireless phones, which is hard because we've all been hurt before, haven't we? Johnny? We're accepting that our phones are unreliable, that some features work here and not over there. That's not helping. Try hugging the phone, not choking it.
Okay. Sprint is different. All your services work the same wherever you go on the most complete, all-digital wireless network in the nation.
Like voicemail and email?
Even clear calls. I think we just made a breakthrough.
PCS from Sprint. Try the nation's most complete wireless network.
We want to make sure that you're right for our daughter.
Are you safe? Reliable?
Carfax has the history of the car you're looking at. Get a Carfax report from your dealer or go to Carfax.com and get the truth about used cars.
Sorry, I was driving too fast. No, my fault. You must be gelling.
Like a felon.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make any shoe feel outrageously comfortable. Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
Lemonade, Mr. Long?
Sure.
That'll be $15.
For lemonade?
Well, you got your $2 basic charge, 4 innings extra, seed removal, and you do want it cool, right, Mr. Long?
Sound like your cable company? With Dish Network TV from Radio Shack, you get a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Digital quality RCA equipment and 2 rooms with a digital video recorder or 3 rooms free. Dish Network TV.
I bet this isn't the end of your price increases.
Radio Shack.
Who would ever have said I do to Wanda?
That man was devastated when I left.
Was he devastated like this?
Dave Chappelle guest stars on the season premiere Friday, September 19th on Fox.
New pitcher for the Red Sox, and the first offering is inside to Hideki Matsui. Bronson Arroyo, and you know he's fresh out of the farm club with the number 61, 26-year-old who was with the Red Sox in spring training, brought up earlier in the week. Coming in for Pedro Martinez, who worked 4 innings, gave up 5 runs on 9 hits. Arroyo with his first major league save Monday against Seattle. You saw his numbers there as Matsui fouls it off, and the count 2-1 to him.
It was that blowout game that the Red Sox had against Seattle, and because Arroyo pitched 3 innings in that game, the last 3 innings, he did earn his first major league save. But he pitched a perfect game on August 10th down in the International League.
Well distinguished, only the 4th in the 120-year history of the International League.
Pitched it for the Pawtucket Red Sox, the AAA affiliate of Boston.
And Matsui draws a walk to start the 5th inning. And right now, here's Jeannie Zalasko with a game break. Jeannie.
Well, just when you thought it was safe to call it a win for Atlanta, here come the Pirates. Craig Wilson launched one. Driving home, Jason. I'm still here, Kendall, and Reggie. I can't believe he's still there. Sanders is Atlanta, though, still with a pretty big lead, bottom 6.
All right, Jeannie, thank you very much. So the Pirates not awed by that big early lead by the Atlanta Braves, Tim.
Atlanta, a very, very good ball club, but such a different club this year, led by offense and not pitching.
And here's Posada with a line drive throw to first, double play. Posada lines to Merloni and quickly gets it over to Kevin Millar to double up Matsui. And the Yankees now with 2 away. A bang-bang play all the way on a hard hit ball.
It's an understandable thing for Matsui to get doubled off on this play. The reason is if the ball is through, then he's on third base. So you can't watch the line drive on a ball hit to the right side of the infield. If he's doubled off on a similar ball hit to the left side, then it's a mistake. But on that one, just credit Merloni with quick hands.
And just breaking on the pitch, which is a natural thing for the base runner to do.
Absolutely. You take one step and you're dead, and that's what happened to Matsui on that play.
So Aaron Boone, count no balls and a strike to him, singled his last time up against Pedro, and way in front of that off-speed breaking ball. No balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Boone, who has really played sterling defensive play for the Yankees at third. His arm and his range. The Yankees, of course, had Robin Ventura at third, and Todd Zeile later on was traded.
See how Boone took that pitch? When you take that pitch that off balance, a lot of times major league hitters take like they hit. That off balance. See, you could almost see that coming. Aaron is really struggling.
Bronson Arroyo in his first inning of his career against the Yankees.
You're looking at people getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their own health, their children's, their parents. You're also looking at something that never existed before, a way to make truly informed decisions about everything from when to visit a doctor to what questions to ask when you get there. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They come to learn about a condition or a diagnosis, to check prescriptions for interactions, to chat with experts, or each other. We help them navigate our thousands of medically reviewed pages to find exactly what they need. Information that used to be scattered in 100 different locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
She's dark green, cashback, low intro, and end of the month. He's yellow, travel, everyday rate, and middle of the month. She's purple, travel, low intro, and beginning of the month. Bank One's Personal Platinum, the simple way to choose your rate, your reward, your billing date, even your color. Bank One's Personal Platinum, issued by us, but created by you. Individual answers. Bank One.
For 15 years, Cops has brought you the most dramatic stories on television. Now on the season premiere, it's the biggest drama yet. A man takes a woman hostage.
He's threatening to use a knife on her.
And cops risk their lives to save her. Don't miss it.
Major League Baseball on Fox, presented by Radio Shack, is brought to you by Bank One. Find the credit card that fits you best. Individual answers, Bank One. By WebMD, the place America comes for healthcare answers. By Sprint, proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. And by Gillette Mach 3 Turbo for the closest shave with less irritation, even against the grain. Well, the Yankees went against the grain and knocking out Pedro Martinez after 4 innings, and the Red Sox find themselves on the short end of a 5-4 score as Johnny Damon leads off against Andy Pettitte here in the 5th inning. Fastball inside, 2-0. Damon 1 for 2, singled and scored a run in the 1st inning. And a called strike 2-1 to Johnny Damon.
Normally a catcher will not get a strike pitch when that ball jettisons out of a glove like that.
Andy Pettitte settling down, has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters he's faced. And on the outside corner for strike 2 to Damon, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The only non-strikeout of the last 4 was the great running catch made by Kareem Garcia to end the 4th inning. Full count now to Johnny Damon, leading off in the 4th. Will be followed by Bill Miller and Nomar Garcia-Parra in what has been a high-scoring series so far. Miller on deck. The 3-2 pitch and a looper into right field. Chasing it is Garcia. He's there to make the catch. So Garcia doing the job in right field for the Yankees today. Well, the NFL returns to Fox on Sunday, September 7th with a doubleheader, beginning with America's #1 pregame show as JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy get you ready for the kickoff. Rams take on the Giants. Both teams try to put the disappointment of last year behind them, and then Dallas and Atlanta. So how will the Falcons be? A lot of people think even with Doug Johnson, going to be pretty good. And the Dallas Cowboys, of course, the story there, the debut of Bill Parcells as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course, people in New England familiar with Bill Parcells and how fast he can turn around a franchise.
Yes, he can, and he's decided on Quincy Carter as his quarterback. And, you know, this team is going to hustle, if nothing else. Bill Miller fouling off the second pitch. No balls and 2 strikes to count. I think the Falcons, even with Norm Johnson, might do pretty well. They have a very solid club and one of the better defensive teams. But
Michael Vick should be back in what, 8 weeks or so?
Well, maybe a little less. It could be 6 to 8 weeks. Missing him is a huge blow, not only to the Falcons, but to the NFL in general. Fastball is in tight, 1-2. Andy Pettitte with a rocky first inning. Much of it of his own doing with a throwing error as the Red Sox scored 3 runs. Home run by Ortiz in the 3rd inning. Other than that, Pettitte has settled down nicely, Tim.
Yeah, if it weren't for that throwing error by Andy, throwing the ball behind Enrique Wilson. Childhood heroes, Nolan Ryan, Roger Clemens. He and Clemens very, very tight now. He's learned the workout routine from Clemens. Roger Clemens in his last regular season appearance ever tomorrow.
That'll be
at Fenway Park.
Big day. Fastball, strike 3. Miller was overmatched there, and that is the 4th strikeout of the game for Pettitte. Here is the WebMD health report on the Yankees and the Red Sox, and there's a lot to report, Tim.
Well, I should say so. Mero Mendoza with the bad knee. Lyon with an elbow. That's Lyon after he was returned after the trade. Jeremy Giambi with the shoulder ailment. And David DeLucci with the Yankees, who sprained an ankle the other day.
DeLucci was a good member of that bench. Good speed, good defensive outfielder. Yankees and the Red Sox both have had to shuttle their rosters to a great degree this year. Nomar with the count, no balls and a strike, takes strike 2 on the inside corner. And Pettitte doing an exceptional job of moving the ball in and out on batters now.
Yeah, this is where he made the mistake in the 1st inning on the 0-2 pitch when Garciaparra tripled.
Fouls off the outside pitch, and Pettitte remains ahead of Nomar. No balls and 2 strikes.
The formula that a pitcher and a catcher try to use with the count 0-2 is make a hitter reach. If he reaches and plunks one off the end of the bat, there's nothing you can do about that.
Took something off that one, and a pop foul. Chasing it is Nick Johnson, but it lands into the crowd.
If a guy breaks the bat on a ball inside, off the plate, nothing you can do about that. Break a bat and get a hit. But when a ball's a fat fastball, like Pettitte threw to Garciaparra in the 1st inning, that's a real mistake.
Here are the pitching comparisons. Martinez already out of the game, leaving after 4 innings. And the pitch count, Pettitte with number 91 coming up right here, and a line drive, base hit to left field by Garciaparra, his 2nd hit of the game, and a 2-out single for the Red Sox, and he represents the tying run. And David Ortiz coming up, and this was his last at-bat, Tim.
Ouch! Fouled one off his foot, and then fouled one off the pesky pole right to the right.
Right here.
Huh?
Right there. That hurt. It's all good. I'm a big boy.
Yes, he is a big boy. Is David Ortiz, 6'4", 230 pounds, and swings and misses on the first pitch, strike 1. 1 for 2 for Ortiz, and homered in that 3rd inning. Now has 7 homers in his last 8 games, and his last 6 starts is homered in each of those games. So he has been a powerhouse and hitting cleanup today with Manny Ramirez out with the throat infection. Garciaparra back to first base.
I think your point earlier about David Ortiz, about the power he has to left field, will show itself in his next 3 at-bats. Pettitte came in, he hit the ball down the right field line for the home run. They're going to come back inside. Nope.
And a breaking ball and fouled, and it was just enough inside, so he would have to foul it anywhere near that plate, and Pettitte might have been in trouble.
Well, you know, everybody talks about mistakes. I mean, there are a lot of pitchers that get away with mistakes. That was a mistake, and it was fouled off. Garciaparra, however, on that 0-2 pitch, That was not a mistake, and he hit hard to left field. It's a real mistake. Curveball backs up.
1-2 now to Ortiz. Garcia Parra, professional hitter. I mean, that's why he's amongst the league leaders in so many categories. Second in hits, got 181 right now. Ortiz has had a successful career against Andy Pettitte. Grounds it through the hole in left field. And there he is going with the pitch. And how much you can help your batting average and run production when you use the whole field and not just half the field, as Garcia Parra stops at second.
That's what makes this Red Sox team different, is their approach to the plate. I mean, that is a quality pitch by Andy Pettitte. You're coming inside, you're coming inside. Posada sets up outside. That pitch off the plate away. And Ortiz hammers it to left field, and the Red Sox keep on coming. RSN, Red Sox Nation.
So the runners now at first and second, and Sox with a rally here with 2 out. As Pettitte retired the first 2 hitters, he had struck out 3 of the previous 6 batters before Garcia Parra and Ortiz reached him for base hits. Here's Kevin Millar, who has an RBI single in the first inning, 1 for 2 in the game. 5-4, the Yankees lead. The Red Sox with a tying run at second in the dirt, and a good stop by Posada.
That was a terrific play by a guy who's been much maligned behind the plate, Jorge Posada. Certainly in past years he was maligned. And he smothers this ball in the dirt. Hey, a lot of it, in fairness to Posada, he's had a lot of different guys to deal with this year, particularly in the bullpen. So is Pettitte. But the Yankees, with these myriad turnovers, my gosh.
1-0 pitch, fastball on the inside corner. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. 18 different relievers have joined the Yankees this year. And when you have a Grand Central Station scene in the clubhouse, how can you get chemistry to it?
How could the chemistry's tough? I think Joe Torre's done a great job. But I think Posada has done a fine job catching all of the different types of pitchers that he's had to deal with.
1-1 to Millar. Got a good pitch to hit that time and fouls it off. 1-2. And you wonder whether Pettitte will give him another pitch like that. Highly doubtful.
Yeah, when you see a hitter shaking his head like that, you know he just missed one. That ball right down the pipe.
One and 2 to Kevin Millar. Garcia Parra at second, Ortiz at first. Strike 3 called, and that'll do it. So the Red Sox with a couple of hits after 2 are out, and Pettitte with another strikeout, his 5th of the game. And after 5, the Yankees lead the Red Sox 5-4.
I'm sorry, I was driving too fast.
No, really, totally my fault. The good thing is we're okay. There's so many more important things in life. If I'm not mistaken, you must be gelling like a felon.
Are you gelling yet? Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are made from the softest gel ever created. If you and your shoes don't feel outrageously comfortable, you get your money back, guaranteed.
Come on, move it!
Listen to that yelling. He's so not gelling.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
Move over, Claritin. Today, there's Alivert, non-drowsy allergy medicine you can take right when you need it. Alivert starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue without water. Alivert, non-drowsy allergy medicine right when you need it, wherever you are.
Imagine cruising in your brand new Kia Spectra. You got the tunes cranked, the controls at your fingertips, and cash in your pocket. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, you're not worried about a thing. Just driving and taking in that new car smell. You know, the real kind. Not that stuff that comes in a bottle. The Kia Spectra, loaded with features for thousands less than a Civic. Imagine that. Now get the Kia Spectra starting at $8,235 after $4,000 cash back.
Dear Commissioner, Major League Baseball is great, but what if we let one lucky fan play catcher for the day?
Guest catcher for today, Jason Weinstein. Says here he's played a little T-ball.
Doesn't look like he's grown much either. And that ball is driven deep. Burke rounds third. There's going to be a play at the plate. Ooh, just off the glove. Oh! Well, this will be a day he'll remember. No, he won't.
When your summer is winding down.
When I asked if you wanted to hang out, I was asking you out.
I know.
I just wanted to clear that up because I'm going to ask you out again.
Ours is just getting started.
Who's the tough guy now?
The OC, all new at 9/8 Central Fox Tuesday.
Top of the 6th inning here at Fenway Park. Dick Stockton along with Tim McCarver and Kareem Garcia, who has stung the ball twice, has 1 hit on the afternoon and has made a gem of a catch leading off